Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Farm to Table Talk with Yahweh's Farm. Today we have again with us Saul Padilla and Diana Padilla, the owners of Yahweh's Farm. And for those of you that like astronomy, tonight is a full moon, or we're on the verge of a full moon, and exciting things tend to happen here on the farm. Anything special coming up soon on the farm?
Well, we're expecting some baby lambs, and we have some other things that we do the last full moon, like the grafting, and we still have the grafting live. So they've been real cold these past weeks. So pretty soon they're gonna start growing leaves, but they're still not growing any leaves because it's cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're still alive, so that's good.
So it's been 30 days.
Yep, they usually take like 2 weeks, and but they've been kind of cold, so they don't want to grow leaves until they start getting warm again.
Most of the babies too are born during a full moon week. Yeah. So when he says we have a few moms that are ready to have babies, usually they're born on full moon weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and they usually happen like the exactly day, or 2 days before, or 2 days after. But we have one that I don't think she's gonna make it for tomorrow. I think tonight or tomorrow in the morning. Yeah.
Is there anything special about the full moon, or do you all know why it is? It just
There's probably something special, but we just don't know what it is. We just noticed it.
Some kind of energy or something they affect the animals and the plants.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why they would think humans also are a little crazier on a full moon. If the animals are, why not the humans?
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, that's real nice. I mean, the night you can go outside right now. You don't need a flashlight because it's clear. You can see it real good.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing a lot of gardening projects because of COVID, we didn't have a chance to do a lot of the teaching classes that we were committed to do. So we're going to be working on putting those classes into videos so that people can watch them on either YouTube or we're hoping to introduce them in the Twitch and the Facebook, but then they'll be able to log in and watch them on later on the Facebook, or go back and forth all the time when they're gonna do something. Today Saul was videotaping how long it would take to do some tilling of a 50 foot row, which is something that somebody could have in their house, a 50-foot row. And what did you do?
Well, my idea is to see, in our farm we already have equipment, but sometimes people want to start a garden and they don't want to invest the money in a tractor or in a tiller, because even a little tiller, it can cost you $500 to $1,000. Yeah. And if you're just gonna do a little plot 10 by 10, you don't need a tiller. You can do it by hand with a hoe or shovel. And I had to till a garden. It's 50 by 50. The beds are 50 feet long, and they're like almost 30 inches wide. And I time myself and see how long they take me to do it by hand. And they take me 20 minutes. And I was not like super fast. I was not in a hurry. I was taking time and yeah. So even if they take you an hour, if you don't have the equipment, you can do like a little exercise once a week and do some garden. We in this garden we try to do no till, but we got a lot of weeds and the soil start getting real hard. And this year we decided to do a little tilling, and at least in some areas we still have a big area that we don't till. We plant like that. But then in those areas that there's a lot of weeds and the soil is real hard, we gotta till it.
So make sure you all are following us and on Facebook, liking us, following us on Twitch, on YouTube, because I've noticed more and more articles of people saying they want to convert to making their own farms, making their own food, because it's tough out there, going to the grocery store, getting what you want, and then if there's a craze, people start hoarding stuff. So it's interesting how a lot more people are getting interested in raising their own garden.
And they think they can't do it because they don't have the expensive tools.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need an expensive tool. Right now, Saul was saying it took him 20 minutes to do a 50 foot long. Oh, how wide was it?
Yeah, it's 50 by 30 inches.
30 inches. If those rows are 50 by 50, those sections are 50 by 50, and they have 10 of those that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So you say 20 minutes, 10 times, 10 times, and then you have your whole 50 by 50 already done.
Yeah.
You could do it in a week. You can split it up in 2 weeks. You can, and if you only do it an hour a day, and within 10 days you have your whole section ready for planting. So it really,
In a garden 50 by 50 is a pretty big size for a family. You don't need a garden that big. If you plant it real good and plant, like continue planting,
Mm-hmm.
you can have a lot of vegetables in a smaller. In a 25 by 25, you can have enough vegetables to provide for your family. If you do a 50 by 50, you're gonna end up having a lot of vegetables, and you can storage. I mean, there's things that you can do to save it, and then the months that we don't grow, you can use all those stuff that you save. Yeah.
And another thing too, because like when I think of having a garden or farm, I see like the big fields where they plant one item, but here you'll be able to do a variety of vegetables.
Yeah. They especially if you're gonna do it for your family, you don't want to plant 10 rows of broccoli or 10 rows of cabbage, because you're gonna end up
Definitely
having
no
a lot.
broccoli.
If you plant 5 plants
Mm-hmm.
of broccoli and 5 plants of cabbage, and then in 3 weeks you plant another 5, that way you have it for a longer period. And if you plant kale lasts forever, and you only need a few plants, and you're gonna have enough kale to even give to your neighbors. Yeah.
Wow.
A few years ago, we have a family that they plant a community garden,
Mm-hmm.
and those little plots are 20 by 20. They plant a whole row of kale, 2 rows of broccoli, and lettuce and other stuff. Man, they have so much kale. He was taking garbage bags full of kale when he harvested, and he was giving away the kale, broccoli. He frees a lot of broccoli, because the broccoli, they give you one head first, and then after that one they give you a lot of little broccolis. They call it broccolinis, and those broccolinis, they're real good, and they keep producing for a long time, those plants. So that guy, he was taking a lot of vegetables to his house.
with the broccoli, a lot of people like the flower because that's what they get at the store.
Yeah.
But I like the stem. The stem is
And the leaves?
tastes, and the leaves. The stem and the leaves taste really good. When you get a fresh broccoli from the garden and you cut the stem, it's like creamy. The one in the store is woody. You know it's old. But if you get it from your garden, the stems actually has better flavor than the florets.
You know, when I was going to the farmers markets, I used to have a customer here in Harlingen. He ordered leaves, broccoli leaves. He don't want the flower; he want the leaves. And he was telling me that the leaves have more nutrients than the flowers. Yeah, You just have to pick the tender leaves, not the real ones from the bottom.
Yeah.
You just pick the ones on the top, and they're delicious. You make one time a broccoli cream soup with
With the leaves.
the leaves, and it was delicious. Yeah.
You know, we've been doing this for a while, but you know, we still go and do trial and error and things that happen. We had this week some plants that burnt that we don't believe it was from the cold weather. We believe it was from over fertilizing. What was it that we put?
Well,
Seaweed
we put seaweed and amino acid to kind of help the plants. But the amino acid, if you don't mix it real good in the water, you can burn the plants. And we got the feeling that that's what happened.
Yeah.
And what exactly is burning the plant?
The leaves die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they die because there's too much food. There's like if you eat 10 pounds of cheese,
Wow.
you can die. Yeah, this is the same
Yeah.
thing. All those things they're good. They're natural stuff, organic. But if you put too much, and you can kill the plant. Yeah, that's why they have amounts that you gotta mix in the water and spray it. If you add too much, well, you can kill your plant.
Wow.
So a lot of the stuff that we do either is human error or nature, or so we're in a super risky business. Last week we did have a frost.
Yeah, we lose all the squash.
We had a frost. All the
Tomatoes.
squash was gone. The cucumbers gone. Tomato plants that we were hoping that we would get a good amount of tomatoes there was gone. I have some hoja santa in pots. All of them gone.
Really?
Yeah, they'll regrow. The
Yeah.
roots are not dead. The leaves. The
yeah.
leaves. Yeah. So it's incredible how there's the wind will come and go around, and wherever that wind touches the plants, that's where it dies. Because I have moringa trees. We have moringa trees for sale, and you'll have 4 pots, and only one is dead. The other ones are alive, and it's just like where the wind goes, and affects those plants is what the one that dies, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm like the Green Acres, right? He's the farmer. I do the marketing and stuff. And for those you people, I'm showing you my age, right? Green Acres is a place for me. I am the city girl, and he's the country boy, and he brought me out, and I learned all about the farming in the years that we've been together, and I love it. But I love food. I think food is. I mean, my background is more of the cooking and the marketing. So, I see all the things that affect all the food that we eat, and that people have no idea that all that happens before it even gets to the store. Yeah, they just take it for granted that it grows and it gets harvested, and other issues that a lot of farmers are having that we also have is finding good help. You know, you get people who say they want to do this and they work for a day and then, no, I don't want to do this. So there is a shortage. There probably is going to be a shortage of farmers growing food. So,
well, and the thing is that a lot of farmers they do only 1 or 2 things because of that there's no labor. And those things that they grow, they usually grow it with machine. And then they use a tractor to plant, a tractor to till, to cultivate and harvest. So they don't have to use a lot of hand labor.
Yeah.
And but the thing is that the equipment start getting too expensive too.
Yeah.
So there's like you either get real big or stay small.
Mhm.
And I think in this case, I got the feeling they kind of stay in the side that you can control it yourself
Yeah.
is better than trying to get real big.
Mhm.
Well, and get more people to grow their own food.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, more people grow their own food, so we don't have a shortage of food supply if something happened and the grocery stores. You saw last year in March, it only took a few days, and there was no eggs in the grocery store. There was no meat in the grocery store. I must have had 50 to 75 calls
Mhm.
from people that said, "Do you have eggs? Can you, are you gonna have it tomorrow?" No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not gonna have it for a while. And even if I did, I have my customers that I sell it to. So
Yeah.
you gotta find your farmer, keep your farmer, and he's gonna make
Yeah.
sure that you have your food.
And you know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. We have consistent customers that they buy eggs. It's good for us to know that they're gonna come all the time to buy it, not just when the store don't have it.
Yeah.
So if we know those customers they're gonna buy eggs, well, we make the effort to have eggs for those customers.
Yeah.
But if you only gonna show up when there's shortage in the store, I cannot have chickens. If I buy 1,000 chickens and then you don't come to the store,
Yeah.
what I gonna do with the eggs? Yeah.
It's a lot
So
of eggs.
we
to
kind of
eat.
we kind of grow everything
Mhm.
with the customers.
Yeah.
If we start having more customers asking for, let's say, broccoli, well, we plant more broccoli.
Mhm.
If the customers ask for more radishes, we plant radishes because that's not what we like; it's what the customers like.
Yeah.
So we're trying to go with the customers now with our preference.
And I know that you were doing some grafting you were talking about earlier. That was for an avocado, right? A
Mhm.
specific
Yeah.
avocado.
Yeah, we do a video on how to graft the avocado, and we had an avocado tree, and it was starting flowering,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good sign that they're gonna start sprouting all the leaves and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was expecting the grafting to start growing leaves,
Yeah.
but that's too cold. So that's good that they stay like that without growing,
Yeah.
because they know when is the right time. And
Yeah.
the good thing is they're still alive, they're still
Mhm.
green, they're happy in the greenhouse, they're
Yeah.
getting all the water and whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty soon we're gonna start seeing some leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you had said that it takes normally 5 years if it was on its own, but because
Yeah.
of grafting.
If you start an avocado from seed and you let the tree to grow from the seed, straight from the seed,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't graft it, you don't do anything, well, that tree they're gonna take between 5 to 8 years, sometimes even 10, to start producing avocados. And if you do the grafting, you reduce it to 2 years,
Yeah.
2 to 3 years, but you usually see the flowers right the next year that you graft. Let's say you grafted this year.
Yeah.
Well, for this year they're not gonna flower, but the next year they're gonna flower.
Yeah.
And if they flower the same year that you grafted, it's better for you to cut the flowers,
Mm-hmm.
because if some of those flowers pollinate
Yeah.
and they become avocados, they're kind of heavy for the little branch that you just put,
Yeah.
so they can break your grafting. So it's better to cut it
Yeah.
and then wait for the next year or the third year and let them grow the avocados.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mango tree that was planted by seed.
Uh-huh.
By
Well, I have a friend that he bring me 2 little avocado trees from seed. You can see the seed in there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I want you to plant these. That's a real good avocado. And I said, okay. And I just planted. I not even put a lot of attention to those little trees. So
Yeah.
I planted in a good spot. And they start growing. And that one of those trees is probably like 15, almost 20 feet high, and no mangoes. And there's already been like what, 10 years.
Yeah,
Almost
they're
10 years.
mangoes, not
Yeah.
avocados. Yeah,
Yeah.
mangoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they
I thought they'd
might
give you a
Sorry.
seed, but maybe
Yeah,
you would've-
it was mango.
Yeah,
It was
mangoes. But the mangoes is almost the same as avocados. They take a long time if you don't graft it.
Mhm.
Well, those two trees, one of those two trees last year,
Mhm.
they give us two mangoes
2 months.
for the first time. It was so hiding over there in the top of the tree
Mhm.
that I not even noticed until one day I was in there and I was looking to the top or something and I see the two little mangoes over there. They're delicious.
Oh
You
my
get
god!
to eat it.
I had not had a mango
Well,
that tastes so good.
those two little trees. He was my friend and he was my neighbor too. He lived just down the road. And after he gave me the two trees,
Mhm.
he only lasted like maybe a month and a half.
Mm.
I find out that he got a brain cancer
Oh.
and he passed away.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a good guy and I always call those trees the Reuben trees because he gave me those trees.
Yeah.
That's his trees. Yeah, and I'm hoping for this year to have a lot of mangoes from that tree because I like to harvest those mangoes and take it to his family
Oh, okay.
and say these mangoes are from your tree,
Yeah.
your husband tree or you that.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pretty good, interesting year, and we're trying something new here at Yahweh's Farm. On Tuesdays, we're trying to help people know how to actually cook and use the vegetables that are planted here, because a lot of this stuff is new for the valley. Like kohlrabi, I had no idea what that was. I would always hear it, but when I hear kohlrabi, I think of rabbits for some reason, but I don't know why. But on Wednesdays, we're also talking about how life on the farm, how to garden, tips, and this coming year, plan to do a few more videos, and like Diana was saying earlier, also doing some training videos, so that everyone at their house can know how to do this themselves and be sustainable. So
Eat healthy,
Yeah.
eat sustainable.
And one of the things that I want to mention is one time a guy asked me, why you want the people to grow their own vegetables? You're gonna lose your customers, and there's not,
mhm.
because if we have more people growing food, well, we're gonna be more safe,
Mhm.
and we need food, but
Yeah.
we need local food.
Yes.
We can go with our neighbor, and if I got a lot of lettuce, well, maybe he got a lot of meat or chicken or whatever,
Yeah.
and we can trade. We don't need money.
Yeah.
But if there's no food growing local, we just depend on the food that they bring us from somewhere else. So we're not scared of competition. I think competition is good.
Yeah. And I know, like I just heard a couple days ago, Japan closed their borders, and you never know, other countries start closing their borders and shipments, and we're gonna-
70% of our food comes from somewhere else.
yeah.
Can you imagine? 70% of our food. Well, I don't know the statistics if they're current or not, but that's what I found out somewhere. And
Was that?
the ghost. This is an old house built in the 1930s. Okay,
That's for another podcast.
But yeah, we really do need to grow food, and because people don't want to work on the farm. I mean, you can have a farmer, it's gonna end up being your exclusive farmer, because that farmer can grow for 30, 40, 50 people, but if he doesn't have help, that's all the people he's gonna grow for.
Yes.
And if we, get a shortage like that, you want to have that farmer as your friend, because they're going to grow food for you.
Yeah.
And if you're a faithful customer, they'll make sure you have food, and they make sure they grow what you want.
Yeah.
So it really is important to take care of your farmer. I'm taking care of
You
one.
know, when all this stuff, the pandemic started, I was here in the market, and she was busy doing something. So I went in the front, and there was a customer in the front, and she said, "Do you not worry about all that pandemic and stuff?" And I say, "Yeah." "You're not worried about the food?" I say, "No, we have food here."
Mhm.
And then I say, "Do you worry?" She say, "No, because I live right here next to you guys."
Yeah.
And we you customers, so we good.
Yeah.
And that's
Take
true.
care of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true because they're good customers. I mean, they buy a lot of stuff from us,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first one that we want to take care of because we need to take care of the ones that
They take
bring.
care of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Richard. You do an awesome job making us
Here to
talk.
help.
You know, even though I know talk a lot. Thank you guys. Follow us. What is it? Ring the bell. Subscribe.
like and subscribe.
Like. We are on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. Send us your
Questions or
Questions and
or
comments.
suggestions. What would you like to see on the stream? What would you like to learn about the farm?
And Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy
Oh,
New
yeah.
Year.
Next time we see you, it'll be a
Next
new
year.
year.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
This is Yahweh's Farm.